I would like to ask our leaders in Washington, are you trustworthy? Where are your acts of service and sacrifice for the betterment of this country? In your agenda, are you asking yourselves, where and how can I serve the people? Do you uphold the Constitution, which values the individual? Or are you putting the American people on the train to socialism?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Washington, you have become a disgrace to freedom and our liberties. In your actions of greed and hunger for more power and control, you have dishonored this people, this nation, and God Himself. You have purposed to destroy the free will, our constitutional rights, and God's purpose for this country in this hour. We will no longer allow you to take us down this road to bankruptcy and despair. We will no longer allow you to destroy our hope and dream of prosperity and blessing. We are a people who are united under the graciousness of the Constitution and its loyalty to God, and it has established self-government and its liberties. You have created a great injustice to we the people, for you have blamed others and have not taken personal responsibility for your own actions. These actions of dishonor have violated our value and our worth as Americans. Washington, you have overstepped your boundaries. As I look out over this audience today, I see that we all come from different backgrounds. We all have different jobs. We live in different communities. And we all have different ideas about what is important to us. However, we can unite because we all have been given the free will and a tremendous worth and value. Freedom, in its simplest form, is revealed in a people who are valued without unjust demands. This is what God intended for the America to represent to the rest of the world. A place where every person is important and has equal opportunity to fulfill his God-given purpose. Without the personal rights of every individual upheld, we will no longer have the ability to self-govern, but are subjects to the tyranny of a dictatorship. This tyranny of our liberties is where government values society and no longer the individual. Hilmar van Camp, a former member of the Hitler Youth, lived under the control of a dictator. He recently wrote the book called Defeating the Totalitarian Lie. A former Hitler Youth warns America. He is warning us that our political leaders are on the wrong footings and that we need to get back to the traditional roots of our basis on the Constitution and its Christian faith. And I quote, "What I see in America today is a people painting their cabins while the ship goes down. This time, the end of freedom is inevitable unless America arises to her mission and destiny." End of quote. The Constitution of America was a document built on trust. As we have honored this document, it has sustained and built this great nation. To no longer give loyalty to its purpose, we will have lost the greatest form of self-government that has ever existed. We must continue to trust and believe in its principles and its rights. We must defend its future for our children and the generations to come. If we are to rebuild our nation and its economy, we must not lose the main ingredients of trusting God, each other, and the Constitution. As we gather together today, there is a new birth of freedom that is being established in our hearts. There is a new will to establish once again this great equality that brings liberty. This will display our value and our worth. It is the will to choose our own destiny for our personal lives and to redirect this nation. It is the will to impute justice and to take away the power from those that think they are above the law.
Amen.
This new birth of freedom no longer allows big government to rule over us unjustly, but it is putting the power back into the hands of we, the people. This new birth of freedom will reestablish this nation as the freest, most prosperous nation in the world. We say today, we are Americans. This country is a sovereign nation. It is where we live, and it represents who we are. This is our land. This is our country, and it is our responsibility to uphold its Constitution and its every right. We declare our independence from the despair of socialism. We declare our independence from the political correctness that wants to destroy the freedom of will and the expression of free speech. We declare our independence from the overspending that is weighing down our country. We are responsible to protect our country. We are one nation under God, and we are invincible in our cause. Because of your love of your country and your choice to be involved, there is a new birth of freedom coming to America. God is pursuing us once again, and His eternal purposes are profound and unshakable. This is the beginning of no end of freedom. Thank you.